So I'm going to present you a new cell configurator. It's another way to have a configurator. So quickly, who I am. So I'm Sébastien Beau. I'm co-founder and CEO of Acquisition Funds. I am built a connector for Magento, PrestaShop. I'm creator of Shop Invader, and I have done many contributions on the OCR since the last more than I started more than 10 years ago. So lot of contribution. So I'm going to explain why we have built a new cell configurator. I'm going to show you a demonstration because I think it's the best way to understand this configurator. Then we should ask us if we should move to the OCR. I'm interested to share it in the OCR, and then we can have time for question and thanks. So why a new cell configurator? There is already a product configurator in the OCR. It's based on variants. So every time you have to define all of your attributes, and then when you sell a product, you say I'm going to take this color, this size, this option, and this option. It's going to create a new product variant. This is a way to implement a configurator, but this has some limitation because you only for the pricing, for example, you put the extra price on the product attribute, but you don't have not a lot of possibility on it. And for example, for my customer, when you select an option, the price is based on price list. So if you take option 1, the price depends on the prices. So you can have discount on this. You can have a specific offer based on date. You can have a price per quantity. This is also a point that you can have quantity on option, and if you do with the product configurator, it's hard to say, okay, I'm going to put some quantity on it, and this quantity can have an impact on the price. You can have min-max quantity, and I think it's not really easy to have one configurator that works for all customer cases. Product configurator is kind of complex world, and really depending on the customer, you don't have the same need, and I think it's hard to have only one implementation of configurator. And this is something I think quite impossible to have a perfect configurator that match all customer case. So here the concept is that all options of your product, configurable products, are a product. And so a configurable product have many options, and you can configure this option. Then on the sell order, all of the options that you will add to your product configurable are sell order line, but this sell order line are child of the main sell order line of the configurable product. So to make it more clear, I'm going to do a demonstration. So, oops. Okay, so maybe I can put it bigger. Okay, it will be better. So the first thing is that if I go in, oops, if I go in my products, I'm going to have this product with option. Here you have a new tab, cell configurator option. In this tab, I've ticked the option is configurable product. After this example, I'm going to create a new product from scratch so you can understand more or you can create it. So I have this option, configurable product, and when you tick it, you have the possibility to configure option on to add option on your product. This option are other products. If I go back here, you'll see that I have option 1, option 2, option 3. This option here I have ticked that this is an option, so I categorize I I take this option, I take this boolean to say that this product is an option. So it's a normal product. It can be a service product mostly. So in this case, okay, I configured my product. I say, okay, I have option 1, option 2, option 3. Here I can define min and max quantity. So if I need to put at least 10 of this option, or maximum of whatever maximum quantity. And then here we have a really specific option. It's how we should manage the quantity. So I have configured two kind of option. One is proportional and one is it's independent. And we're going to see the impact on the sell order when we are going to play with these two options. So the first option is proportional, the second one is independent quantity. Also, I have this last boolean where you can, if you tick it, it's to define that by default when I add this product in my sell order, I want to add this option in my sell order with the product. So I'm going to create a new sell order. I can create here quotation. I can create. I pick whatever customer. Then here I have this new button. It's add a configurable product. When I click on this, here I can select all products that are defined as configurable products. So I have a filter. So I don't have every product of my database. I only have configurable product. So when I selection this product, the first thing I see is that it already add me these two options. It's because I have defined that these options are here by default. If I want, I can add a new one. I can add the last option if I want, and I can remove it. One thing interesting is the proportional quantity, the quantity type. For example, if I change here and I say I'm going to process 10, to sell 10 configurable products, I see that for the option 1, the quantity have changed to 10. So I have my quantity of option per product, and so the quantity total is 10. If I put 20, it will be 20. Then it's an independent quantity. The quantity I put here doesn't change. So if I put here 5, my total is 5, but it doesn't care if I have 20, 10, or 1 item. Here, if I change the quantity, I put 2, then it changed my total quantity. So it multiplies the quantity of my configurable product with the quantity of my option. And the price here will depend of it's a normal. This is a sell order line, so basically it applies the price list. So if I have specific price per quantity here, I can have a discount here, and same for here. So I can save and close this, and here I have my free sell order line. The two options are child sell order line, so they are linked to the main product. So I can see that visually the option are we will move a little from the right, so you can see that this is option of the configurable product. Here you have a button, so you can still change the configuration, add one option, for example, save it, and then you have a new line. I can add another configurable line with only, for example, only this option. If I try to move, for example, if I move this here, it's going to remove the option at the right place, because this option should be always after the configurable, and then here I can change the order of the configurable and it moves the child line. So this is an alternative way to build a configurator. So you put all of your options. You see that you have the total price. You have so visually you understand that the total price is this. This is the price of all of my each of my option. You can confirm it. You can print. I don't have the print button. So, print. So I can print my quotation. And same, we have adapted the layout of the quotation, so you can see that you have the quantity of your option, the unit price, and the total price, and then you have the subtotal and the total price. So this is one of the case where you can use this configurator. I can show you on GitHub. Where is the project? Some question, cell configurator. There is different module here. So here we played with the basic module. So you have cell configurator base. It's a very an abstract module. Then you have cell configurator option. We have used the cell configurator restrict quantity. And then we can have more options. You can have, for example, cell configurator variant. I'm going to show you a demo of the impact of this extra module, and also cell configurator option area. So I'm going to have another case. So in this case, imagine that you sell a t-shirt and you want to do customization on this t-shirt or sweatshirt or whatever. So the first thing I have installed in this database, I have the module cell configurator variants. So in this case, I can add a configurable product, a configurable project with multiple variants. So if I take this option, instead of selecting a product on my cell order line, I'm going to select a product template. So I choose a product template. Then here I have a minimal quantity of 50 products. So I'm going to add one of the variants. So for example, I'm going to put this one with a quantity of 10. Then I can put this one. So I pick different size, so it's a variant of products. I can put 20. And this one. So here, after selecting all of my variants, I have my total quantity of my line that is more than the minimum quantity. So imagine I want to, if I produce with this sweatshirt, I want to be able to sell a package of minimum of 50 products, but the customer can select the different size of the product. So the minimum is not based on each size, but it's based on the total of products. So the variant module gives you this possibility to add one line with several variants. So it's a package of variants that you are going to customize. And then when you apply the customization, you can select a place where you're going to do your customization. So in the front, the back of your sweatshirt, or on the hearth, on the different place. I'm going to select, for example, one place, and then I can select different customization that I'm going to apply on this t-shirt. I can take this configuration. In this case, I have some extra custom module that add another product because you have technical some technical cost where when you do this product, whatever the quantity, you need to have at least one technical extra cost. So here I can put a quantity. So in my case, mostly it will be always one because the quantity is proportional. So I can So depending on the place, I can here add option based on on area of my product. So this is the cell configurator option area module. So it just gives you the possibility to, when you select an area, to filter the option compatible with this area. So basically, it's like the same as before, but it just have the area stuff uh, uh, more. And here then you have your option, and then all of the variants that you have defined. So if you go back to GitHub, it's so we have all of these different modules. We have several different modules. So we talk about the area module. Um, you have a option link. It's a way to add additional. When you add an option, it's automatically add another one. Option no often. It's a module that if you add this module, then you cannot sell the option without the product configurator. For example, if I go here, if I go in my first demo here, manually, for example, I can add option 1, and in this case, the product option 1 is offline, it's not linked to anything. If you don't want to sell an option alone, then you just have to install the other module, and we have a filter, and you cannot add any more this kind of line. So we have also the sell configurator option restriction. So it's where you can define a minimum and a maximum quantity, and same for the variant. You have the cell configurator variant and cell configurator restriction, and then you have the glue module for the stock parts. So I think now it's time for asking us if we should move to VOCA. The point is that we already have a project with a configurator, so it's kind of duplicate, but it's really different implementation, and I think both should be exist, because it's really not the same case, not the same implementation, and it doesn't solve the same issue. So we can go for question and see if we should move this to the OCA.
Hey, Sebastian.
Hey.
Yeah, thanks for the presentation. And I guess we already have a few questions over here.
Yeah.
Maybe it's from Remy. He's asking so do you have the possibility to not display options on sale order or account invoice report? There are some use cases where options could be used to make a price, but not should be displayed to the customer.
In this case, I think it will be really easy to customize the report template, because all of this line have you know that it's linked to you have a field parent ID, so you can just say if parent ID is not empty, then I hide the option, and you will not see the option. So just adapting the report, it can be really easy to do this.
Makes sense.
Also, we are going to integrate it with Shop Invader. So we have one project, but we have two projects. But one already use it with Shop Invader, and we have another one that is going to use it really soon. It's for selling T-shirt and stuff like that. T-shirt customization. So we are going to also do the Shop Invader part.
Right. I hope that answers the question. Yeah. So there's one more, in fact, actually, which says that could you give an example of a real product with the proportional quantity and independent quantity types options? I don't get what's the utility of these two types in real life, like real life scenarios.
I have one customer that have who use these two cases. Um, for example, for example, the proportional quantity, I think it's one really is it. For example, you sell T-shirts. When then if you sell customization on these T-shirts, if you sell two T-shirts, then you have to do two customization. So this is really, I think the proportional is some kind of the normal case. And the dependent quantity is, for example, I have a customer that do the maintenance. I don't remember the word in English, so it's I'm going to sorry.
Yeah, no worries. Take your time.
Well, it's tent. Okay, so it's going to do the maintenance of tents of you have my customer work for a big organization that I have a lot of tents, and sometimes you need to do a maintenance of the tents. So you are going to wash them. You are going to change some zip, broken zip. You are going to fix some so if you have some hole in the tent or stuff like that. And so in this case, we are going to do to start with an inspection. For the customer, say, okay, I'm going to give you 100 tents, and do an inspection of these tents, and then you give me a quotation of what I should do. And in this case, we are going to say, okay, I have my main product is 100 tents. Then I'm going to apply one option, which will be 100 washing, because I'm going to wash all of the tent. But then I can only change the zip of 10 tents. So the idea is that you are going to add other option, and you can say, okay, I'm going to only put 10 of this option. I'm going to put 50 of fixing all, because you have a number of all in all of the tents. So in this case, the quantity doesn't depend of the quantity of the tent you have received. It depends on the reality of the state of the tent. So this is one case that we have. It's really a specific one. And also I have another case. Is, for example, if you imagine that you are going to customize T-shirts, and when you do different kind of customization, maybe you can have a fixed cost, and you can say, okay, if I process 100 T-shirts, in any case, I have to configure my machine, my tool to. So I'm going to spend half an hour to configure my machine, and in this case, maybe you want to add a fixed price. So you're going to say, okay, I'm going to have one fixed price of for the half of hour of work, and then whatever quantity you ask me, it will be. I still want to have this fixed price. So if you ask 10 products, the fixed price will have a huge impact of your price unit of your project. But if you ask 1,000 products, then this fixed price will have less impact on the price unit of your whole project. I see that there is over.
Yeah, to continue.
With the rental module. I don't know. The huge point is what kind of use case we can have with. I think it's possible to to combine with rental module, because basically this is only sell order line. So if you can say that you define the configuration, the rental will be applied on the main sell order line, and then the other line is just option of your rental. I think it's possible. It should be not so complicated. And if I want to put the code inverse here, I want to, but I don't know where I should put this, because it's kind of in conflict with the profile. Normally the rule in Vercel is one tool for one thing, but so we already have a repository product configurator. And I don't know if we should create a new repository because it's really different with the other product configurator. And so if we mix the module there, it can be hard to understand for user. But I'm really interested to share everything. On our side, we have something like 3 customers already in production with this module, and we have another one that will be going production soon. So we have enough money to maintain it, to port it to new version. So we are interested to share it because it's already something stable. Okay. Okay. It can be. I think you can use it, Virginie, for your case. It can be a good use case. If there is more question.
Yeah, like we have some time, so we could, take some more questions if any.
I think that there is more. I don't know if I missed someone.
I think the last one from like, I'm not sure how to pronounce the name. Is it like Virgin or like?
Yeah,
So that was already answered, right? Yeah.
yeah, I answer it. And also just some technical point. When you are here, this view, the view for the option here, is built dynamically. So if you add an extra OCR module where, I don't know, you have some additional field here, you can have, I don't know, a specific discount or stuff like that, then all of this field will be automatically here, because the view here is an extraction of the sell order line view. So we extract from the sell order and then we build this view dynamically. So it's to avoid to create so many glue modules. For example, so in the case of the rental module, you can even see the option here of the rental field if needed.
Yeah, I think that's it. I guess. Thanks, Sebastian, and thanks, Vargi. So I guess nice few couple of use cases you mentioned.
Mm.
So maybe Graham, I think we could move to the. So we have like few more minutes for the next. I think Alexis would take, right. He is also from Accretion.
Yes, he's just not here at the moment, so we'll just wait for him to come up. So Seb, regarding OCA inclusion, like I think once we get the video post-production up, just an email on the contributors mailing list like we do, and it certainly wouldn't be the first time that we've had to make these kinds of decisions, right? As we get closer and closer, I guess not competing functionality, but different functionality. And, over the years, we've just had to do that as things have changed. I mean, funnily enough, rental is a good example of that. We did have a rental repo, but now we've got a whole bunch of new rental modules, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And that's generally just done through the contributors mailing list.
Okay. Thank you.